Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is David. If you're new here, hi, welcome. I talk about books on this channel. Yeah, mostly Stephen King, but sci-fi, fantasy, horror is my type of things that I like to read. In this video, I am going to be talking about my TBR reading lists for this year and for next year. These consist of two individual piles of books that I have acquired or that I want to read for them years. Because at the beginning of this year, I was looking all through my books, and I was thinking, right, what books do I want to read, and that I may want to hang on to, but I might want to put on my Kindle afterwards, if that makes sense. Books that I want to get rid of, but I may want to hang on to them afterwards. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see. This was suggested to me by one of my subscribers on my last video. Oh, excuse me, as she thought it might be interesting for me to do. Hopefully it will be. So, yeah, without further ado, let's get into it, shall we? With my books I want to read for 2020. I am filming this a bit earlier on in the day, about 10:30 in the morning now, because I want to get outside and enjoy the hot weather. So yeah, in the garden with a good book. So yeah, the first book I want to read in 2020 is Slash. This is his autobiography. If you don't know who Slash is, he is the lead. He's actually the lead guitarist in the Guns N' Roses bands. I picked this one up in my local charity shop. I couldn't resist. It was really cheap, and I'm planning to read this one next month as well. It does have if I can show you, it does have black and white pictures in it as well as some colourful pictures in it as well. I don't read many autobiographies, but this one seemed really cool. I have read Bruce Campbell's first book that he's written. So I'm going to be reading this one next month, and because I want to branch out to books that I haven't read. Next one is The Adventures of Robin Hood. I picked this one up brand new at my supermarket that I go to recently. It's got some illustrations in it, which is cool. Yeah, I'll read it whenever I can. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory by Roald Dahl. I read BFG. I want to read this one soon. It'll be short and quick. The Witcher, Last Wish. I've watched the Netflix series and I bought this one straight afterwards. And yeah, I'm looking forward to reading it. I have heard mixed things about it, but if I like this one, then I will get the rest of the books on my Kindle. But if I don't like it, then I'll either hang on to it or I'll give it away. We'll have to wait and see. Next one. Also I got the Witcher brand new as well. Next one is Jurassic Park by Michael Crichton or however you pronounce his name. I probably butchered his name. This one I got second hand. I have trouble finding this one on Kindle, but I'm looking forward to reading it. Whether I'll keep it after I've read it is anyone's guess. I might do. Next one is a series of trilogy books from the Star Wars franchise. This one's the Aftermath. This is the Aftermath trilogy. I don't know what that if that's what it's called, but that's what I'm calling it for this video. So this one's this was the first book in the trilogy, just simply called Aftermath. I don't know anything about these books, or the storylines, or the characters, or where they fit in the franchise. If you know where they fit in the franchise, then let me know in the comments down below. But yeah, but I'm planning to at least read the first book, or at least the first two books, this year as well. So, at some point. The next book in the Aftermath trilogy is Aftermath, Life Debt. Yeah, I got these ones brand new in a discounted bookstore when they were open. And the last book I have in the Aftermath trilogy is the Empire's End. I don't know if I'll read this one this year. Maybe I'll squeeze it in at the end of the year, but if not, beginning of next year. Then the next book I have that's in my TBR pile for 2020 is a book I found. I saw a poster of it down near my local underground subway or train station, and it was advertising the book, and I was thinking, that's so cool. I've got to get that book, and it never happens. I mean, but it's all. But but it's interesting about how I bought this book because I never even knew that it even existed, and that book is the is actually called The Five, which is the untold lives of the women killed by Jack the Ripper. And this is, as far as I'm aware, that this book doesn't actually talk a lot about Jack the Ripper. It focuses more on his 5 victims that he killed, or famously killed. And this one's all good. It's got, not all good. You know what I mean? I mean, what Jack the Ripper done is terrible. But it's got pictures in it as well. Some black and white pictures, which is all good. I'll read that one at some point. I'm not sure when. So that's the books I want to read for 2020. I know more or less some of them that I want to read, or what order I want to read some of these in. But I mean, it is a lot smaller than what it was. But one by one, I'll get through them. So that's the books that I want to read for this year. Apart from Stephen King books, these are the other books that I want to read for this year. So the books I want to read for 2021 or for next year. This is the TBR pile for that year. So starting with, Let the Right One In. This is a vampire book. I saw this one. I saw a review on this one of this on YouTube, and I found it incredibly interesting. And I got this one at my favourite bookstore in London, which is Foyles on Tottenham Court Road. If you didn't know already. And yeah. I'm probably going to be reading this one at the beginning of next year, so I'm looking forward to that one extremely. It is a bit chunky, but yeah, I don't know much about it apart from it's about a boy that supposedly falls in love with a vampire girl. But it's not all lovey-dovey. It is a really graphic book. The next one I want to read, and these are in no particular order as well, guys, is exactly the same as the books I want to read for this year. So the next one is not The Witcher, it's The Witches by Roald Dahl. I got this one at my local at one of my favourite bookstores or secondhand book outside stands that sell books. It's actually by the Thames, and they have all these tables there. And it's by numerous, and it's got numerous booksellers there, and they all sell secondhand books there. It's really cool. I really miss it. And I picked this one up there. Obviously, I've seen the film. I've heard that Roald Dahl didn't actually like the film adaptation, but I mean, it's Roald Dahl. You can't go wrong. And then the next one is another Roald Dahl book, which I got with the Witches as well. And this one is Matilda. Same type of cover, and second hand, obviously, and I've seen the film, I've seen the movie. I haven't actually read the book, but again, it's Roald Dahl. You can't go wrong with Roald Dahl. He's a really easy person to read, and you shouldn't really be afraid about reading children's literature. I mean, it really is cool. The next one I've got in my pile is a book that was recommended to me by one of my friends at uni, and that is the first book in the Dresden Files series, and that is Stormfront by Jim Butler. Fun fact, I did read this, or tried to read this one last year, or not, or if not the year before. I can't really remember the exact year, but I did begin to read this one. And I did, and I put it down because I couldn't get into the story, or I wasn't in the right frame of mind. I thought the story was okay, but I was only about 20 pages in, and I put the book down. But I mean, not saying that I got bored of it. I just didn't really get it. I probably wasn't in the right frame of mind. But I am going to be picking this one up, and I am looking forward to getting into this series of books. But again, I mean, in the Dresden Files series, there is a substantial amount of books. It's a ridiculous amount, like about 15 books. I could be wrong. I probably am. But I don't know whether I will be getting all the books. If I do, they'll definitely be put on my Kindle. Or whether I will just be reading the first book and just say, right, that was a fun read, but I'm just going to stop at the first book. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Next one is sorry guys. It's really hot. And I'm trying to make this more interesting for you guys. But yeah, hopefully you're interested in this. So the next one I've got is Eragon, by Christopher Paolini. Again, I probably said his name completely wrong. I've seen the movie of Eragon. I'm not sure if it's on Netflix, but I have seen the movie. I got this one secondhand. I can't remember exactly where I picked this one up. But, I mean, I thought I'd pick it up. I mean, I am beginning to read more YA books. I have read the first Percy Jackson novel, and I have read the first Mortal Engines novel as well, which I really loved. I can't wait to get all the books in that franchise on my Kindle. And maybe Percy Jackson, but I'll have to wait and see. I mean, the first book was a kind of a safe book as far as I'm aware. I mean, as far as I can describe it. It wasn't great, it wasn't perfect. It was kind of in the middle of the road. It was a enjoyable read, but if you've read the second novel in the Percy Jackson series, please let me know in the comments down below if it's worth my time picking up, or whether I should just stop at the first book. But yeah, I mean, anyway, I am looking forward to reading Eragon, because it's about dragons and it's a YA book, which I am looking forward to reading. I do have Eldest, which I got in my local discounted store a few days ago. Have a look at my I did do a mini book haul video on my channel where I showed it off. The reason why it's not going to be in this video is because I am planning to read Eldest, but I'm not sure when. I want to get all these books down or pretty much read before I read that. And obviously there's a book called Doing Harm by Kelly Parson, which I got because one of my subscribers read it and she liked it, and I got it because she was interested in it, but I'm not sure when I'll be reading that one. But yeah, but I mean anyway, moving on. So the next one I got is Meddling Kids by Edgar Cantero. Again, I'm so terrible with names. I'm so sorry, guys. I got this one at my local train station because I have a set of shelves there that you can put secondhand books on it, and as you go onto the as you go on your train journey, you can drop off all your secondhand books there, and people can come along, look at the shelf, and just pick up any of the books that was left there. They don't have to pay for them. You just pick them up, and you just go on your merry way. I saw this one, and I was thinking, do you know what? This is on my Goodreads. I mean, this is on my Goodreads for books I want to read, and I did see this one in bookstores, and I thought, okay, pick this one up. It is in excellent condition. I mean, the spine isn't even broken. This is a, it does say at the top, advanced review copy, not for resale. So whether this was, and it doesn't actually have a barcode on the back. So whether this was actually sold in bookstores, I'm not sure, or whether this was sold, or whether this copy was sent to someone specifically to review. I'm not sure. But I'm looking forward to reading Meddling Kids. As you know, as you can tell, it's kind of a spin-off to Scooby-Doo. So yeah, excited about that. The next ones I got as well. I mean, at the same place at the train station. Again, secondhand. These are all movie-based books. which are Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Obviously based on the Spielberg movie. So looking forward to reading that. The Black Hole. I'm not sure who directed this movie, but I know it's a space movie, and I'm trying to get into more sci-fi books. And Clash of the Titans. Ooh, sort of shiny cover. So I'm looking forward to reading these. That they are all really short. And I suppose, because I mean, I've got like numerous subscribers of mine are interested in movies. So I suppose they'll be interested in knowing what's the difference between the novel and the movie. I've got 3 more books now, guys, to go through. The next one I got at my, brand new at my local comic book shop. Probably sometime last year, I can't really remember. And that is Thanos, a Marvel book. And it has Death Sentence there as well. So I presume the proper title is Thanos Death Sentence. I don't know exactly, I mean, I don't know anything about this book, but I am a big fan of Thanos as a villain in the, in the Marvel franchise, and I do wish they bring him back. I really do. They technically could bring him back, even if they wanted to. But yeah, I am looking forward to reading this at some point next year. Don't know when. I'm actually not sure if I'll still keep the book, but yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Next one I got secondhand on Amazon, I believe. I saw this one reviewed on BookTube or YouTube or however you want to say it, and I really like the concepts. I don't know much about the story or the characters, but the way it was presented and reviewed interested me, and that being The Ruins by Scott Smith. This was extremely hard to find, especially if you go into bookstores. They do find it I mean, it can be something very hard for them to order. So I bought it online. It was really cheap. So I'm looking forward to reading The Ruins. And the last book I want to read for next year is a book that I picked up at the train station that I told you about. I think this is the last book I picked up before lockdown started. So that is a sci-fi book called this one. The title's really worn. I can't really say it. Consider Philippus. Again, sorry if I've said the name wrong, guys. It's by Ian Banks. Again, I'm sorry if I've said the name wrong. I'm terrible with names. But the concept, I'm pretty sure I picked this one up at the station. I can't really remember. Either at the station or my favourite charity shop. But I did actually love the cover. It's a sci-fi book about aliens. I can't wait to read it. I don't know anything about it whatsoever, but yeah, it does actually look really cool. So that's my TBR for this year and for next year, guys. Hopefully you've liked it. Hopefully it hasn't been too boring for you. I want to read more physical books rather than books on my Kindle because of space. I want to get rid of, well, not to get rid of these books, but I want to read them. And some of them I will keep after I've read them. But the majority of them, I'll read them and I will give them to the charity shop, and I might put them on my Kindle if I've enjoyed them enough. And I just want to get rid of, and I just want to read these books and just get all these piles down before I buy even more books, because I seriously don't have enough space. But I am planning to get more books on my Kindle. Like I said, I want to get all the Mortal Engine books. I want to get the 4 Mortal Engine series books, as well as the spin-off book, and the there's about 3 or 4 prequel books I want to get. So yeah, that's really been it, really, guys. Yeah, I'm just gonna go out in the garden now and read my read some of Dune. And if you like this video, please look at my other videos as well on my channel. If you liked it, please give me please give this video and me obviously a big massive thumbs up down below. Like, comment and subscribe. And stay safe, stay healthy, and keep reading. Also, I want to give a shout out to my girlfriend who is watching my video. She is a subscriber of mine, and I just want to say hi. I miss you. I love you. I'm obviously talking to my girlfriend. I mean, obviously I love you guys, but I'm I miss my girlfriend so much. So yeah, hi. I miss you. And yeah. So anyway, yeah, that's a Romeo done and out of the way. So I'll see you in my next video, guys, which will be released on the 3rd of June, which will be my next Stephen King review for The Long Walk. So I'll see you later, guys. Bye.